my name is Dom, and we're not doing a Minecraft survival video today. I'm going to be doing a Minecraft building tutorial on how to build this house. Now, not these exact dimensions, it'll be a house very similar to this, and I'll be just going through with how to build it. I will be doing a lot of builder tutorials for... Oh, my fish died. I wasted a name tag on that as well. But, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to build this, and then if I build anything else on this server, I'll also be doing a tutorial on how to build this setup, which is my, which is sort of an auto refill using the auto furnace setup. It's an auto refill for charcoal for the, for the furnaces. Now, without further ado, I'm going to get into the meat and vegetables of the video. I'm on my creative world now, where I'll be showing you how to build some more things later on. Like, none of this is stuff that other people have built. Like the giant craft table, I'll show you how to build at some point. So yeah, we're going to get straight into this with, with what you're going to need. You're going to need oak logs, or a log of any choice. In this situation, I'm using oak planks, birch planks, a dark oak door, glass. You can use glass panes, spruce wood, spruce wood studs, spruce wood slabs, and dark oak wood. Now, not the logs, but you want this one, the one that's got the skin, so to speak, on all sides. So what you're going to want to do to start is place down the perimeters of it. So that will go up by 4. So you're going to need 5 logs for each of these pillars. Now, 5 because I do always have one in the ground. But that's just for my own personal preference. You can have something different if you want. We're just going to build the entranceway to start, so I can sort of, remember the dimensions of the house. Now, this is actually just an extra bit, so we can, put on those. You don't actually have to have that top layer, so it's 4 technically, because I'm an idiot. But yeah. So we're gonna start this off like this with the dark oak door. And there you go. So if you notice, there is a free spacing in between each log. Now, I want you to remember that because that's actually the dimensions of the house itself. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then place on both sides. And then 1, 2, 3, and place. Alright, so once you've got that, I've actually done this wrong, so it's actually 5. I'm an idiot, again. So it's 5, and then place. Sorry about that. It's 5 and then place. So it's usually, even, I think, in the middle. But if I'd done it like how I normally do it, it would have been even. But we don't want it to be even in the middle at all, because I think if I'd done it how I normally do it, which is a 5 spacing, then the door would have been like that. So it would have it would have been stupid, and I don't like it. I needed to have the wood between each of the doors. But anyway, moving swiftly on now from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, place. 5 and then place. 5 and then place. 5 and then place. And then last but not least, 5 and then place. Then you want to build up 3 from the posts that I've just told you to mark down. Now this is going to require a lot of oak wood at the start. You will need a lot more dark oak than anything else for this because for every one of these, it takes 4, no, for every 3 of these, you need 4 logs. So it does take a lot of wood to build this particular house. Now, I will go through decorations on another video because I haven't actually decorated my house yet. But, yeah. So, from here, we go first layer and completely just build it out. Just like so. Also, if you hear any noises in my background, that's because I'm actually currently looking after my nephew, and he wanted me to make a tutorial on building this house because he wanted to build it himself. Yes, you can say hi.
Hi! You still watching Dominic's channel?
Alright, then you want to build up and leave a gap like this so you can place windows. Now, I don't always do this. Sometimes I like to have, you know, a little bit of darkness. But if you say build your house on a mountain and you want the view, then you can. I usually just go for glowstone in the ceiling. I haven't done that on my one yet because, you know, I haven't got I haven't gotten to the nether on my survival world just yet. Now this one's quite weird. I don't usually have windows on the back. I don't usually have pillars on the back either. On my normal house, but on that adventure world, I did put pillars on the back, and I found that it does look a lot nicer, even though, you know, you have the glass like that and the windows are separated. It does look a lot nicer, especially seeing as if you want to separate these into different rooms. If you noticed, I didn't really separate mine that often, but we haven't gone into the building of the middle of the house. That'll be for another video. And you just keep going like this. Oh, and even though it's not completely all 5x5s, it still does look very symmetrical. It still does look very nice, so your OCD will not be set off. It does have a strict line of symmetry down the middle still, even though the middle center bit piece is 7. You can build this up from here, but I usually build down because I'm not that good at building 2-story buildings because of how I place the windows. I don't like placing stairs, but that's just a personal preference. You can if you can update this and build a second floor, then you may. I'm not gonna put you past that. I'm not gonna put you down for that. Right, so we might want to grab. I'm gonna grab some glowstone for later, but you can also use lanterns or sea lanterns or really whatever. Actually, I'm gonna use a sea lantern for this, for the ceiling. Now, for the floor, you can use carpet, and if you are going to use the glowstone strategy and you don't want to mess up your roof, you can put glowstone on the floor underneath carpet, which would look something. It would look something. So say you had carpet. So you had a black rug like this. Oh, the black rug. You could easily put that under there, and the light would still work, and it still looks rather nice. So you can do that if you want. I'm not going to in this example. I might do that if when I do the decorations. But we're going to fast forward through this building the floor because you just want to place down birch. Last couple of birch blocks, and we are done. So not going to need that. So next we're going to use the spruce wood stairs. But first you want to make an outline using dark oak wood because this is going to be our roof. This is going to be our roof. So we're going to make an outline with this to place our spruce wood off of. If you want, you can also use spruce planks to fill out the roof as we're building. I don't know why. Is weather circle on? Ah, that's why. So you're gonna want to do this first. You can use spruce wood for this if you want, but I do like having this little outline. I think it makes it look a lot nicer. Say if you didn't want to do the stair thing, that for me looks pretty nice, but it's all to taste. Now you can go around with your spruce, stairs. Now I don't use acacia or jungle wood in this, but you can. But for the most part, I do use pretty much every type of wood. In an updated one, I might, change the this layer to. Actually, I'll see how it looks. So we've got jungle and acacia. So you could always literally make this jungle if you want to. A jungle does have a quite a nice contrast. If you want to, you can use acacia as well. You don't have to stick with oak. It does work with literally everything. I just prefer to use oak because for me it is more like available to come by, and at the time I didn't have any jungle wood while building it. So we're going to keep going, building it around. And then we're going to build another layer on top of this. Now I could keep going up and up and up until I have a very pointy roof, but I find that with big builds like this, pointy roofs don't really work, and it does kind of take away from the build itself. Hold up. Alright, we're back. Sorry guys, I had to take a quick phone call. So we're gonna keep building like this. Just building around. Now I am going to quickly fill in the rest of the roof with my dark oak to make things easier for myself later on. Now if you notice, I am moving slightly forward when I place blocks. That's because I have got a broken controller. I do apologise for that. But I also had a broken controller when I was building this as well, so it was a hindrance, but I managed to get through it. Now I do put lights in my ceiling, but for the most part it doesn't actually work. So we're going to actually focus on the lights right now so I can show you why it doesn't work. So see, we'll put one in the middle of every 5x5. So that'll be 1, 2, and that'll be 3, and then place, I think. So if we do one for every 5, that in theory should work, but you know, theories don't really work sometimes. There you go. See, that's the first issue. It in the middle, it doesn't look as nice, in my opinion. Anyway, it really just looks squashed in. And then, because then it go from that to wide again. But it does really quite well light up the inside. I'm not sure if this would even work if it was 2. Perhaps no, because it would cut off on the edge. And now for this side, so we'll go. So that's the middle. Then it's like that. So you can see it looks okay. If we go inside the house, it is very noticeable for me. So it's your choice what you do with it, but I think it looks good enough. It's not something you'd really focus on as much as anything else in the house, but that's just my thing with it. So next we're gonna go through and I'm gonna use acacia for this. Just as I said, this is just a filler block. This is not going to be seen. You can use spruce, which is the one I was supposed to use, but I grabbed the wrong block apparently. You can use, but you can use any block. You can use any block for the roof as well, but I just wanted to use a little bit more dark oak than just the door. You could always make the roof jungle or acacia. It would still work just as fine. I just wanted to use dark oak because it's my own personal preference. And there you go, fill up that. Now, if you look at this, it's quite a nice contrast between the spruce and the acacia, which I might use at one point later on. It's doing builds like this where you can really experiment and see how well a house really looks. Now we're going to use the slabs to just top it off. Shh. And then you can fill it in again. Sometimes people, you know, use different blocks. I'm going to use this. I don't know if they've patched it, but there used to be a thing, I would call it a glitch, where because half blocks don't actually look like full blocks, you could, for example, do something like this and place a sea lantern or something above it, and it would still light up the middle. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but you can use that if you don't like my lighting thing, because you don't actually have to use logs for that, or the wood for that. It's just what I personally like to do. Again, this is just a little bit extra, but it also stops spiders from spawning in up there, because the way it's lit up won't actually light up the entirety of the roof, which is quite annoying at times. I used torches because I haven't got access to sea lanterns or glowstone yet, but you can always use this. Now, obviously, for that extra touch, you can put torches and a thing for the most part, but this is done. Now, obviously, I said there'll be a part 2 of this video where I go for the decoration, but for the most part, that's going to be it. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I shall see you in the next build tutorial, stream, or other dumb shit that I decide to do. Peace out.